Hi everyone, welcome to VizagStudents, and today we will be discussing about lists in Python. Okay, this is a little lengthy video, so just go through one by one, and whenever you got time you can complete this one. And today we will be discussing about lists in Python, and I already created all the coding part, so it will be easy to type and easy to understand for you guys, so I can explain what is what. And today we are dealing with lists in Python. What is a list? List items are created to store multiple values. For normally, for example, there is a string, there is an integer, it will store only one value. Okay, if you want to store multiple values, you need to go for list. Not only list, there are some other data types like tuple, set, and dictionaries. We will use that later, but based on your requirement, you can go for list, you can go for set, or you can go for dictionaries. It's all depends on our requirement and what is our usage. To create a list, just simply you will do list name, I mean list variable name equal to in square brackets you have to define your list values, okay, or list items in the list. Okay, you can say different items. For example, in this case apple, banana is a cherry, it's an item, it is a string, so we kept them in a double quotes. Okay, if you see here, we kept them in double quotes, that's why it's treated as a string. In the same way, you can create a list with duplicate values as well. You can create a list with duplicate values, it will display all the details. Okay, for example, here apple, apple, cherry, cherry, so that means you can have a list with duplicate values as well. And if you want to get the length of the list, you just need to pass length method with that particular list name, so it will get the length for you. Length of that particular list, it's 4. Okay, another catch. Another thing is here you can store all different data types in list. Okay, you can store apple, banana, cherry, that is strings, and list 2 we have 15793, those are integer values, and the third list we have true, false, and false, these are boolean values. And also you can have a combination of both strings, boolean, and integer in the same list. In list 4, if you see, we have string ABC and male are strings and 34 true 40. For example, in this case, there is a one something like Sachin is the name of that guy, and he's 34 and he's true Indian or something, and 40 is his age, and also male. Maybe true, maybe consider he's still alive, something like that, and male is male. So that's how you can have a combination of values inside a list. Okay, and this one, you can get the data type of list using type method. For example, you want to get the there is a one variable. Okay, you want to know what is that variable type, is it a string, integer, or complex number, or any floating number, or is it a list, set, tuple, or anything. At that time you will use this type method. So if you pass the type method, and it will print like this, class is list. So what that means, it's a list, that variable. For example, I passed a variable something like vizag, I kept a variable name, I don't know what exactly. That's why you need to keep the variables names very cleanly. For example, if you specify vizag underscore um, or else, for example, India underscore states underscore list, then means, so you can understand it's all about states in different states in India, they are creating a list, something like that. That's why naming conventions are very important while dealing with programming language to understand the program. Okay, the execution will execute very well without any doubts, because everything treated by your compiler and everything, whatever you type, it will treat it a as a, b as b. But for humans, if you want to understand the code, then you have to define the variables in a such a way it should be in understanding format. Okay, next one, we'll go with one by one, and next one is accessing lists. Okay, I'm just running just to make sure, yeah, everything good. See, for example, asking, you already have a list with 100 members, okay, but you want to get the details like from 1 to 100, 1 to 50, or 1 to 5, 1 to 6, or 50 to 60. So you want to get some part of that list. At that time, how you will use this accessing list using this particular expression. This is the expression will be used for this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements in this particular 7 items in this particular list. I'm getting nothing to 4. So just see what happens, what it will print. For example, it is printing apple, banana, cherry, and orange. That means it is printing up to 0. So one more thing, list index will starts with 0. So that means 0, 1, 2, 3. 4 is kiwi. If you say colon 4, that means it will print up to 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. 4 values will be printed. For example, if you add 5, if you run the same command, then 1 will be increased. See, kiwi got printed. So that's how you can access list. There are different types. This is one more type. This is ulta, like this is uh, column 5, this is 2 column. Then let's see what happens. Here, what happening? Cherry, orange, kiwi, melon, mango. Cherry starts at 2 because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at the end, for example, if it is having 100 elements, then it will remove first two elements and it will print all other elements in that particular list. That's how this expression will work. There is one more expression. If you want to get, if you want to know is apple is there in a list or not, like you want to check the condition before doing something in your program. At that time, you will use this in keyword to get the details. Like in this case, I'm checking apple is inside the list or not. Maybe this fruits list or something. So you are checking is apple is there or not. So based on that output, for example, if it is true, then it will return true, or else it will return false. If it is false, it will go to next. It won't go to the next statement. If it is true, then it will print this particular. Yes, apple is in the fruits list. See, apple is in the fruit list. For example, I replaced apple with this one and see what happens. See, nothing got printed. That's how it will work. Because if it is true, then only you want to execute this particular line, or else you don't want to execute. Okay. You access the list now. Now you want to change the list. Add list items. Okay, we'll do this one first. This is one more. Mm, Maybe while working with queues, you may hear some of the methods that will be useful here. In this case, we can use this append method to append anything to the particular list. For example, in this case, I have a list with three elements, apple, banana, and cherry. I want to append orange at the end of that particular list. Not the end, whatever you added, right? It will be added to the end, okay? While using append method. Now, if I am running this particular list, why it is printing? Because still it is in access list, but I need to change that to add list items. If I run now, apple, banana, cherry, and orange. So orange added at the end of that particular list. So here list already updated with orange. In this particular fifth line, we have added orange to that particular list. So previously we calculate length of that particular list. You can cross verify in the runtime, like is the length got increased or not. You can verify using length method as well. And insert an item as a second position. For example, there is a requirement you want to insert item in the second position because maybe due to some permutations and combinations, there is that guy rank got changed from 10 to second, 10 to 2 or something. So at that time, you have to insert that guy in the second position. At that time, how you will do using this particular method? You have to pass insert. You have to pass insert method with a couple of values. First value will be the index of that particular list, and second will be the value. So I am passing here one as an index and orange as a value. So what will happen now? Second will be replaced with, sorry, second will, it will not be replaced. It will be added to that particular list. So orange will be there inside apple, banana. In between the apple and banana, we will get an orange. Okay, that's how it will work. So that is the use of insert method. We already seen append method. That's how append at the end of that particular list, and insert will be add at the index. Whatever the index you specified, it will add there. Add the elements of tropical to the list. We'll see what will happen. So this is the list and this is the another list. We have two lists. Okay. Now you want to add two lists one by one. You don't want to loop through all the list and add one each element each item one by one. That will be tedious process and you have to run some for loops and all. Instead of that, you can use this extend keyword. See what will happen. You can use this extend keyword to add this particular tropical list to end of that the list. Okay, so now we added this tropical list to this particular list. So actually we are extending here. This extend method will add the entire list to the end of the our previous list, whatever the list we have passed. Okay, so here all the tropical list will be added to this list. Okay, you have to remember that. Append is completed, insert is completed. Now extend is also completed. See, there are two changes. Tuple will discuss it about this later, but there is a small difference. You can observe here itself the braces. Here curly braces and here square brackets. Okay. So for example, if you can add tuple using this extend keyword. Okay. Just remember this. You can use whenever it's required. Okay. You can use this is the tuple way and you can see you can get the type of that one. Okay, I'm printing this type of the tuple and see what will happen. Print pri. See, class is tuple, but for example if you print this list, see what happens. Just type in control space and it will give you the details. See, one is tuple and one is list. That's how you will get. So runtime you don't know is it a set or it is a tuple or it is a list. So you will use this type method to get those details. And next one is you can change list. How you can change this list? See, every place you will have a multiple options. Okay, you can play with multiple options, but at that particular time you have to choose which one is best suits for you. Okay, change the second item in the list. How you can do that? Okay, this just directly replace previously what we have seen that one in add items to the list. What we have seen here, see here insert will add to the list and this particular expression will what it will do, it will replace the second item. It will replace the second item. I'm just running this particular again. See, apple, blackcurrant, cherry. So banana is replaced with blackcurrant. Okay, change range of items. Change range of items. So here I want to change the range. Here we have apple, banana, cherry, orange, kiwi, mango. Here I am passing 1 is to 3 and I am replacing with blackcurrant and watermelon. So 1 is 3 means 1 is 1 and 2. Those will be replaced. If you run this one, see 1 is banana and 2 is cherry. Both are replaced with blackcurrant and watermelon. Okay. Same thing. Change the second value by replacing it with two new values. So here I'm passing 1 to 2, but I'm replacing banana with 1 to 2. I'm replacing this banana with black currant and watermelon. So now it will print black currant and watermelon. But previously what it is having? Apple, banana and cherry. So everything got replaced now. Banana is replaced. For example, if you say Q and run it, see Q is not displayed here. Okay, it got replaced with black currant and watermelon. Then change the third value. You can change similar way. You can just 1 2 is 1 is 3 and you can replace that with watermelon. Same thing here and insert watermelon as a third item. Just like you already see in this method, insert method will insert. If you pass in square brackets, that will replace. You can pass multiple values to replace single item or you can pass single item to replace single item. Okay, that's how it will work. That's how change list completed and copy join list. Okay, there is one more method called copy method. For example, you have created one list and you don't want to update that particular list. At that time, you want to create a copy of that one and you want to do all the transformations, all the things, and then you want to replace it with the original list. At that particular time, you can use this copy method to copy this particular list, this list to my list. Okay, we can run this file again. See here, I am printing my list, but my list got all the values from this list. So that's how it will work. You can use copy method to copy everything from one list to another list and make a copy of a list with list method. This is interesting. Make a copy of list with list method. See here, my list equal to list of this list. So what it is doing? It is getting all the values from this list and it adding it to the new list. My list is our new list, so all the values will go into my list again. I'm commenting this out and I'm running this one. For example, I'm printing this my list, but my list got all the values, all the items from this list. That's how you can copy. You can copy using copy method and also you can copy using list method. And this is little interesting. Join two lists. Previously, you are using append to add one list to another one, and also you have replaced list. Now you are joining two lists using a plus sign. Plus. Normally, you will use plus for arithmetic operations, but you can concatenate two lists as well. So you can join two lists. Here, list one have A, B, C, and list two having 1, 2, 3. Now I am adding both the list 1 and list 2 into list 3, and I'm printing that one. See A, B, C, and at the end we have 1, 2, 3. This is another way. Okay, here I'm looping through the list and adding one by one. Here we have list 1 have A, B, C, and list 2 have 1, 2, 3. And for I'm running a for loop for X in list 2. So what will happen here? I'm passing a list 2 here, okay, and list 2 one, every value 1 will come to X and it will go here to 27th line and it will append to the previous list, I mean list 1. Again that job will run, I mean that loop will run till that list will ends. Okay, so this in this case this will run 0 1 2 3 index and it will stop once that index got reached. So in this case, see A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. So basically everything got appended. For example, if you remove this one and see, run this one, it will add G 1 and 2 at the end. For example, if you want to print print list 1, okay, see what happens. See, first it printed 1 and then it printed 3. Just observe this. First it printed 1 and printed 2, printed 3, printed 4. That means it is looping through all the list and adding one by one. Okay, this is another way you can copy, add another list. But when we will use this one, for example, you want to add only if the list is having specific text in that item value, or you want to add only if it is greater than something. There is some conditions. At that time, you can use this for loop to add that particular list. And using extend method, add list to this is another way you can do that. There are so many ways. This is one of them. You can use extend keyword to add to that particular list. So here list 1 is ABC and list 2 is 1 2 3. We are getting a similar response how it is getting for append, how we got for copy, sorry not copy, append how we got. In the same way extend also do the same. You already used this method previously, okay, so there will be no changes. mm, Loop, yeah, now we are discussing about loops in list. Okay, it's little lengthy again. See, you have to remember this for loop, okay? How this for loop is working, you have to remember x is value of an item, and this list is your list, and every time for loop runs inside, you don't see everything, okay? Some of the things you have to imagine and you have to continue. You can do that using some flowcharts and all. You can understand that for loop, but for now you are using just for x in that list. So basically, this list will be replaced with this one, and one by one, for every loop, every iteration, it will get one value and print that value. Okay, I'm printing that particular X here. So it is printing. So wait, I need to change this. Now I'm running this again. So it is printing one by one. First it printed apple, next it printed banana, and then it printed cherry. That's how this loop will work. And next item is print all items by reference to their index number. Now instead of using x directly, I'm getting a length of that particular list, and I'm looping through that index values. For example, here I'm passing index value of that particular list. So for example, here the first index value will be 0, and then it will print apple. Next index value will be 1, and it will print banana and then cherry. That's how it will go. Same way, apple, banana, cherry. Uh, and coming to the next one, print all the items using while loop to go through all the index numbers. Previously we are using for loop, now we have a while loop. Same thing, while I less than or equal to length of that particular list. For example, in this case, length is 5, then there will be 6 elements. So that means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the 6 elements. These are the index of that particular list value. So it will get one by one and it will print everything. And here we have to increment this index value. See here I equal to 0. So I equal to 0. When you say I plus 1, it will be incremented to 1 here. And again loop will run, it will increment it to 2, 3, 4, 5. It will increment it to 6. But at that time it will break that particular condition, so it will fail, it go outside of that while loop, and it will continue the job. Here in this case it will run up to 0 to 5, and then it will stop there. Apple, banana, cherry. So here I'm assumed it is length as 4. I'm adding few more elements: apple, banana, cherry, one more, one more, one more. Okay, I added 5 elements now. So see, cherry, apple, banana, cherry. I guess something got, yeah, this got printed here. I'm commenting those lines. I'm running again. See, apple, banana, cherry, jamun, kaju. So all got printed. For example, this is a dynamic one. Okay, it's just an example. It's a dynamic one. If you pass only three values, then it will print only three. Apple, banana, cherry. If you pass only two values, then it will print only two values. You have to end it with the square bracket. So that's how it will work. It's a dynamic one. You can use in your loops without fail, but you have to remember this. This index value should be increased in the while loop. In the for loop, you no need to worry about that index. That will taken care by for loop itself. And here in while loop, because while itself like a if condition, it will check for each and every iteration. If it is less than or something, then it will do the job, or else it will just quit that from the loop. Here we have to increase that index. You have to remember that. Shorthand for loop that will print all items in list. See, this is another way of printing lists in Python. You have to pass this in this way. Okay, you have to remember this what you call syntax. That's the only way to do that one. You cannot do like this is this. Okay, you have to print x for x in that particular list. So just like previously how you are writing this one is for X in the list and then you are writing that print statement, but here little bit reverse here, print of X, and then you will define which list you want to print for X in that particular list, here this list. So it will print all the values from that particular list one by one. Okay, in this list I have three values, so it printed three. Sort the list alphabetically. See, there is a sort method. So what it will do is it will sort based on method. If it is a strings, then it will go with alphabetical order. If it is a integer, then it will go by integers sort. See, 23, 50, 65, 82, 100, and sort the list in descending order. Here you have to specify reverse equal to true. That means it will go from 20. See, P starts. Okay, normally it will be banana, kiwi, mango, orange, and pineapple. But you said reverse equal to true, so you have to reverse that printed. Reverse that printed list. So it will print it in a reverse order. Pineapple will at the start, and then orange, mango, kiwi. Same thing will for integers also. It will work for integers in the same way. Reverse equal to true. Okay, this is a man. Here we have sort the list based on how close the number is to 50. Okay, in this I want to explain little math here. 100, 50, 65, 82, and 23. So here 50. For 50, how much close is this one? 50, 50 numbers. Okay, here it is 0. Here it is 15. Okay, plus 15. Here how much? 50 plus 82, that is 32. Here how much? 50 to 23, that is minus 27. Okay, everything good. 50, 0 plus 15 plus 15 plus 32 plus 50 and minus 27. But here we created a function. Okay, my function, my func of n. Here this is nothing but a function with a, what is this one, parameter. Function is having a one parameter called n will be the parameter, so it can be varies. For example, if you calling this function using my function of 3, then n value will be 3. Okay, if you pass my function of 100, then n value will be 100. Here I have a list called 150, sorry, returns absolute value. Absolute value is nothing but, for example, if it is a plus 100, it will print 100. If it is a minus 20, it will print a 20. If it is minus 30, it will print a 30. That's how absolute function will work. Okay, just Google it. What is the absolute value of an integer? It will give the details. Here we are having a list called this list 100, 50, 65, 82, and 23. And here I am passing this list dot short of key equal to my function. So basically this is how it will look. Previously we are using reverse equal to true. In the same way it is passing key equal to my function. So based on the my function value, you have to sort this particular list. So for example, in this case, how we are getting 50, 0, 15, 32, 27. If we sort these values, how it will go? 50 will come at the start. Maybe if we start with 0, 0, 15, 32, 27, and 50. That means 0 means 50, 15 means 65, and 32 means 82, 27 means 23, and then 50 means 100. So this is the sorted value. So based on this my function response, my function's return value, you have to sort this particular list. If you loop through this particular list, see 50, 65, 82 and 23. 50 plus 82, how much? 60, 70, 80. Wait, 50, 65, 23, 82, 100. Okay, I have to run these calculations again, but this is how it will work. 100, 50, absolute value 50 minus 50, 0, 50 minus 65, 50 minus 65, 15, okay, and 82, 50 minus 82. 82 minus 50, how much? 32, 27. So the value will be 0, 15, sorry, 0, 15, 27, and then 32. I missed this order. That's why. So that means it will be like 50, 65, 23, 82, and 100. Okay, that's how it will work. So here key is the main. Key is the key equal to my function. If you place key equal to something else, then this will be sorted by using this particular value. And this list is case sensitive. Okay, if you see case sensitive, for example, banana, orange, kiwi, it starts with it's not banana at the start. Okay, it is kiwi. K is taking precedence here because capital values starts first and then we'll have a lowercase letters. That's why K and O at the start, and then we have banana and cherry. Perform case insensitive short, key equal to str dot lower. Okay, you specified the key value here. That's why if you short this one, you will get one more value, banana, cherry first, then you will get kiwi and orange. Reverse the order of the list. Okay, you can reverse the order. Uh, Banana, orange, kiwi, cherry. Now cherry, kiwi, orange, and banana. That's how these things are working. Okay. And then we're final word. Python list completed. This one is remove list. Okay. You want to remove some values from the list, then you will go for these methods. For example, the first method remove, it's self-explanatory. You are removing a banana here from the list, so it will remove the banana from there. I need to change this particular value and then I need to close this one and I have to run this. Then you will get the value. Apple, cherry, and banana got removed from that particular list. Remove self-explanatory. Then we have one more called pop. Pop is nothing but you're popping something, then that means you're in Candy Crush, you will see pop, pop, pop. In the same way, you're popping zero, you have to pass the index. Here index is nothing but 1, that means you will remove banana from the list. If you if you remove if you pass 0 1 2, then you will be removed cherry got removed. Okay, that's how this pop will work. In the same way, remove the last item from the list. If you don't pass any of the index in the pop method, it will be removed. Cherry will be removed at every time cherry get removed. Remove the first item, you are removing this, delete this item of 0. That's how you will delete. For example, you can remove the first item by passing 0 to the pop. Okay, that will also remove from the list. Or else you can remove something like this using del keyword, del keyword. Delete the entire list. This is how you will delete entire list. Okay, you have to recreate to use this list again. Okay, once you delete this in a runtime, delete list, it don't print anything, this printing from here. Okay, for example, after that, if you print this list, what will happen, we'll see. I'm printing this list. See, this list is not defined because that got deleted just now. This 28th line deleted that particular list and cleared the list. See, in this case, entire list is got deleted from here. In this case, only that list will be cleared. Okay, list will be there. You can print that list. Okay, I am already printing this list, but that list got cleared. See, basically these are different things. You don't use all the methods and all the parameters, all the keywords in your everyday life, but you will use some of the methods. For example, these are some methods: append, clear, copy, count, extend, index, insert, pop, remove, reverse, sort. So these are different methods in inside of list data type. You can use whatever is your requirement, but you have to remember few things. List will starts with 0. The index will starts with 0, and list will allow duplicates. For example, you got one question in your question, or you got one task. Okay, you have to there is a library. There will be different set of books, but you don't want to keep same books at a same time. And at the time, the rack one will have some books, and rack two will have some books. So in the rack one, you have to place specific books which are not duplicates. At that time, you will go for some other data type. You cannot use list there. For example, you are pushing every books into every racks, and there will be no logic behind something like you don't allow duplicates or don't put something. At that case, you directly go for list. So based on your requirement, you have to define your data types first. Once you decide the data types, then you can run different methods. So every data type will comes with the different methods, so you have to use whatever the method suitable for your requirement at that particular time. Maybe same requirement, but at that time you want to do something else. In the meanwhile, that at that time that data type will completely changes. Sometimes you can use just simply use string to get your job done. For every time you no need to use a list. Okay, so do remember that, and don't make any assumptions while working with any programming language. You execute, get the result or get the error, then you have to confirm this is what happening. Don't say like, okay, it may happen, something like that. Okay, and let's get tuned to Vizag students will comes with another new tutorial on sets in our next video. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Vizag students, and thank you very much. Have a great day.